I'd like to thank, on behalf of myself and the promotion, thank all the media members for all the work that they put in. We are extremely grateful. Tonight was a phenomenal night. $10.1 million gate, the highest pay-per-view of the year. We done it again. It's been a great year for myself, my team, my family, the promotion. I'd like to congratulate the UFC, everyone at the UFC that puts in all the hard work behind the scenes. Again, extremely grateful. Any questions?
Yeah, Conor.
Yeah.
Over here.
Where?
Right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How are you, sir?
How are you?
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was asking you on Thursday about his right hand.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what you told me?
I said his right hand would get him into trouble. It's the shot I predicted. I said he'd overload on his right hand. I said I'd slip. I said I'd bang the left hook. And that's what happened.
Word for word, you said, I felt when we stared down, I felt his right hand was twitching, which was a subtle tell for me. He is ready to unload that right hand, and I feel that could be a downfall for him. If he lets that right hand go, I will not be there. I simply enter the way I enter, and that is enough. They either overextend or they shrink away, but either way, it is not good for them. I will create traps and dead space inside that octagon, and I will walk him into that dead space, but all of a sudden, he will be in danger. How do you do that? How do you predict these
if
things?
you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality. I knew he would overextend, and I knew I'd catch him. So Mystic Mac strikes again.
The other thing we talked about was innovation, and about the idea that something will go as far as it can go, and it will sort of get to an end, and everything will be the same, and then somebody will have to innovate and change that. Was he the best taxi in the world, and are you Uber?
Now, you know, Jose has been a phenomenal champion. It would have been nice if the contest had stretched out a little bit longer, just for all it's been through. But I still feel the same process would have happened. Timing beats speed, precision beats power, and that's it. So, I respect Jose. I wish him well. But now we are on to the next chapter.
And last question, Conor. Is the new thing that you're innovating just some kind of...
How do I look up here, first of all?
Yeah, you look good, sir.
I think it suits me, right?
Yeah.
I think I look good up here.
And are you innovating a weird combination of confidence and movement?
I've always been fascinated by movement, and you know, I always look at people that can move in unusual ways and have complete control of their frame. I don't see them as people that just have control of their body and control of their frame, but they have control of their mind to be able to go into certain positions and balance on one hand, or in unusual positions. To be able to do that, you don't just have control over your body, you have control over your mind. So it's always been something that's fascinated me. And I've always been learning and trying to implement different forms of movement and variety into my game. We brought in Mr. Ido Portal this week, fight week. He came maybe a month ago. We trained for a couple of days, but then fight week was perfect because the hard training is done. It's about entering the contest fresh, your body supple and free. Fight week is not about... It's already a stressful week. It's already a lot of struggle in fight week, but you must make it as least amount of that as possible. So bringing Ido in this week was phenomenal. It recentered the mind. It changed training. It was movement based. There was no contact. When I woke up today, I didn't wake up and say, I didn't wake up and my brain wasn't telling me that my foot is sore or something. You know, that's what a lot of times happens to these fighters. They come in and say, when they wake up on the day of the fight and their brain is instantly telling them about their elbow or about their knee or about their ankle or something's wrong with them. This time I woke up and there was absolutely nothing wrong. I was like, I felt free, in control and free.
Question over here, Conor, to your right. There you go.
How are you?
Very good. Congratulations, of course, on a phenomenal victory. You predicted a first-round knockout, and obviously that happened. But in your wildest imagination, did you imagine it would be one punch, I mean, that quickly? Did you have any scenario in your head where it would play out like that?
Yeah, many times. It's not the first time I've done that. I have a 4-second KO on my resume. Now I have a 13-second. I also have a 16-second. I have many early stoppage wins. I feel I have the shots, and I have the timing, and I have the precision. And again, with these small gloves, and with the correct amount of force and the correct timing, the human chin can't take it. So I said 1 round. He was currently the pound-for-pound #1 fighter on the roster, undefeated in 10 years, the company's only featherweight champion. Who comes in and predicts 1-round KOs? I did. And I did.
Do you think, I mean, you know, if this fight had gone the full 1 round and let's say there were some good exchanges, maybe he got you with a couple shots, you know, even a first-round fight, you could say we could justify an immediate rematch. Do you feel like you will see Jose again, or do you feel like this may be the last time you see him?
You know, that's on him. That's up to him what way he goes about his next step. I feel maybe he could take a step back, recenter himself, take all that. Because you don't understand, like I said before, and I've said many times, it's not the same when you sign to fight me. It's a whole other ball game. It's a completely different pressure bubble you're under. And he felt that, a guy that's been on top so long, 10 years undefeated, the company's only champion, but he felt the pressure like he'd never felt before. That's because he was facing me. But what happens is when they show up and they face me and they man up and do it, they become re-energized. Look at Holloway, look at Poirier, look at all these people. When they show up and they come through it, they become better individuals. So I think Jose should go back, regroup, maybe get back in line for a #1 contender spot, and we'll go from there. I know the option is there for the 155-pound belt. I'll sit and I'll watch this. The options are there now. The options are building. We've got Frankie, who had a good win last night. That could be for the featherweight belt. Maybe Jose rematch or 155-pound strap. So I enjoy options. You know, options are a good thing in the fight game.
Your coach, John Kavanaugh, that's a perfect segue to my next question, said that, you know, this was the last time you were going to cut to featherweight. It is a big cut for you, and you were interested. And Dana said if you want that lightweight title fight, you know, if you go up, you could have it. Where do you have a preference? I mean, how bad is that cut? How bad was the cut this time? And does that?
I mean, I giggle all the time because every time I step on that scales and I step off the scales, everyone's like, it's the worst I've ever seen him. He better rehydrate corrector. He's in a hell of a lot of trouble. Don't get me wrong. It's a tough weight cut. But tell me one time I've missed it. Tell me one time I've not showed up the next day fresh. You know what I mean? Everyone up there on that stage that makes weight is not in the freshest of states. You know what I mean? This is the business. But this time around, although it was tough, I done it professionally. I cut no corners. I had a guy in that was helping me with the structure of it, and I trusted in the structure and in the plan, and the weight came on me. Is it easy? No, but I get it done like a professional. So although I said I would not, I wasn't considering leaving the featherweight division for good, because I am the unified world champion. This is my division. I say what I do now. So maybe I feel there's a couple of contenders in the mix. Let them maybe compete against each other while I go up and take the lightweight belt. Allow a contender to emerge and go back down and take out that contender, and then go back up after a lightweight contender has emerged and take out that contender. That was what my career path I felt was taking shape. Now Frankie had a good win yesterday, so he could probably climb up as an early contender already. So, and we've some options, we've some decisions to make. But most certainly, I'm looking to replicate what I have achieved in my previous promotion, a two-weight world champion, held consecutively. I said I would do it, and I will do it.
And my last question, you know, Jose Aldo, you said it. Everyone said it. #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. You knocked him out in 13 seconds. In your head right now, Conor, are you the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport now?
I believe so. I believe there are many great fighters. There are many people who do great things. But when you combine it all together, when you combine the whole package, the whole animal, that is the fight game, I don't think there's nobody that does it better than me. I think I am the pound-for-pound #1.
Over here, Conor. Do you consider this your first title defense, or do you look at this as now you're the champion, the real champion the whole way?
Yeah. I felt like I was always competing for the belt. Like I said, two-weight world champion I came into this promotion as. So in my mind, I was defending my belt on the debut and every other fight. So it's nice, you know, they called it a fake belt, interim, toy belt, clown, joker, all of these things. So I'll go back and I'll sit patiently and wait and hear what they have to say now.
And the last thing I was going to ask you is there any obligation that you feel, I guess? You came in and you sort of galvanized this division and really made it, I think, what it is now. And now that you've beaten Jose and you're the guy and in the crosshairs of anybody coming up, and especially like Frankie, do you feel an obligation at this point on any level to kind of stick around for a little bit, or is it?
I tell you one thing that won't be happening. If I go up to that lightweight division, there's no way in hell that I'm vacating my belt. That's not happening. There'll be a belt on one shoulder and a belt on the other shoulder. I understand why previously they would have fighters do that, because many fighters don't fight as frequently as I do. Tell me how many fights I've had in the past year. You know what I mean? I'm busy. I stay active. I'm fresh. So when I go up to the lightweight for that lightweight belt and take that lightweight belt, I will still be the featherweight champion also. So I will be a dual weight champion. There's no going up and vacating. The belts will still be active because I am active. I am as active as any of them. So there's no problem with that. So there's no vacating. That's not happening.
Conor, you famously proclaimed that you were going to be here. You've seen it happening. You knew what was coming. But, you know, you've been carrying the nation of Ireland on your back, all these things. Now that you're here and you actually got it done, have you had a chance to soak it in a little bit? What is the emotion?
I tell you what, I've been soaking it in all week. On that weigh-in yesterday, I wanted to stay on the stage. I smiled and I just took it all in and just looked. I took an extra second. The same out there, I just looked down and said, this is my home. I feel at home here. And all through the week, I'm watching videos of the Irish going crazy throughout Las Vegas and all these videos that are popping up, the Q&A that they done with Holly and all. I mean, the Irish fans, you can't beat them. We are making this sport what it is today, and to be giving my countrymen and women these occasions that they'll remember forever, and the fact that they're doing us proud out here, and the whole world, the eyes are on the Irish right now. The whole world is looking at our country, so I'm very, very proud of that, and I'm very, very grateful.
This guy's been kind of your bitter rival for the last year. I mean, there's been such a build-up. After it was over, it seemed like you were pretty cordial and you were trying to speak to him. What were you trying to say to him?
You know, there was a lot of stuff said, different, you know. What I said was, I says, look, we can go again. You don't like this. Although it's a nice feeling to get that knockout, it's kind of not nice as well. You know, you can see what's happening around, and you don't want to see a the current or the only champion in the company's history going out like that. So I had a little moment where I felt sorry for Jose. It's been a long road, and I appreciate that he showed up here and made the journey out here. Because I've no doubt, I'm sure there were options to pull, and this time there were options to pull like the last time, but this time he stuck around, I'd imagine. So I just said we can do it again, but he was off in his own world, I believe, and they are probably still resentful and bitter towards it. But like I said, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners, and that's what their whole camp have been doing this whole time. They've been focusing on me and what I've been doing and what I've been saying. But I've also been focusing on me and what I've been doing and what I've been saying. That's what winners do. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners.
not allow the fight to break down, but can you help us understand your emotions, your mindset? I mean, this is a big thing that you've been building towards. That 13 seconds that unfolded, what was going through your head? And I mean, did you see things playing out? Was it just muscle memory, instinct? How did it all play out?
I just felt he'd load up. I'd give him a little shot, give him that pressure, almost like get that recoil. And then he loaded, I pulled, banged the left hand. It was clean, no power, no push, just pop. Precision, timing, that's it. You fall into a shot like that, you go asleep.
And last question for you, Conor. It doesn't sound like the weight cut is going to factor into your decision. So how will you make the decision of what the next move is? Is it about who wins at 155, which matchup sounds more interesting? How will you make that choice?
I'll give it some time. I'm still here, and you know, it's Christmas. I'm thinking right now, Christmas. In the fight game, when you travel around for so long and you're either making weight or you're doing something, but Christmas is taken from you many times. This time, Christmas is not taken from me, so I get to go home. I've put in a hell of a lot of work this year. It's been a crazy, crazy year for me. So I'm looking forward to going home, building a Christmas tree with my girlfriend, spending time with my family, eating some good food, and let the plan form. It will form before me, so I'll keep my ear to the ground and see what people are interested in the most and make a decision then.
Once again, congratulations, Conor. Oh, sorry.
Congratulations, Conor. In the last month, you've had Ronda lost. She was a 20-1 favorite, undefeated champion. Tonight, Chris lost. He was an undefeated champion. Jose hadn't lost in 10 years. What does that say to you about now that you're on the top and everybody's going to be shooting at you? Does that give you any caution or any pause that you have to consider?
Again, winners focus on winning. Winners focus on what they can control. You keep getting asked, did you learn anything from Ronda or did you learn anything from other people? But although I learned from watching the contest and the technical aspect of it, I focus on me and what I'm doing. So I feel at the top. I already felt at the top before tonight. So I'm confident going forward that nobody can take what I bring.
What do you feel from a business standpoint is possible? I mean, you know, there's always been this thing when you talk about MGM, you know, gates are 6-7 million. Those are huge gates. Now tonight you did 10 million.
10.1.
And even Dana said the other day you couldn't get over 9, and you did 10.1. What is possible in terms of where you take this thing from the business standpoint?
What did Floyd Manny do?
Sorry, say it again.
What did Floyd Manny do?
They're at 4.6 million.
No, that was bias. I'm talking about gay.
Oh, 72 million gate.
72 million gay. We done 10.1. I'm catching up. I'm only 27. Them old motherfuckers are 40 before they got that on. I'm only warming up. So I said to Lorenzo and I said to Dana, I'm bringing these big numbers. I'm bringing these $500 million revenue numbers like the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight done. So at 27 years of age, I stand here as the unified world champion, back-to-back gate records in the MGM. This is trending as the highest pay-per-view. Schaller, I believe, said of all time for the UFC. So at 27 years of age, with every record in the book, with weight divisions above ready for me to go at, super fights left and right. Tell me one other champion that's been like that. Every other champion gets a belt and they don't want to go up or they don't want to go down. I'm going straight up. So I'm bringing these big numbers and the sky is the limit.
And I guess just in that vein, you know, when you think of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, it was because it was 6 years. People wanted to see that for such a long time. There was some hook to it. And it would seem to me like the dual championship would be the hook for you to be able to kind of get that type of thing. Do you feel like that is it, or is there a specific opponent that, you know, people may think that will be more than just the hook of, say, another title?
Yeah, well, there's many ingredients to form that what it was. But like I said, 27 years of age, this can happen. Anything can happen. I could go up unified, or I could go up and take that lightweight belt. Maybe Jose make a run back, and maybe people want to see that again, and just builds and builds. Or, you know, things change and things grow in the fight game. So these hooks appear, and we capitalize, and that's what we do here at the UFC.
All right, Conor, once again, congratulations. This was not only just, you winning the title, but with 13 seconds, this beat Ronda Rousey's 14 seconds for the fastest UFC title fight ever. How do you respond to that? Is that something that you thought about when it happened, or is this the
I
first
certainly didn't think about that when it happened, but I do enjoy the numbers. I make no secret of that. I do enjoy breaking records, so I'll add that to my list of broken records.
And this was a great night for you. Unfortunately, this week hasn't necessarily been as great for some of your teammates. Gunnar Nelson, it didn't go his way. Same with Artem Lobov. What did you think of their fights, their performances?
I was absolutely heartbroken watching Gunnar fight there. He's so, there's so much to do with the game now. It grows, and there's a lot more to it. He experienced his first more extreme weight cut as well this time, because he's naturally grown into the welterweight division. So there's many factors in it, but that wasn't the true Gunnar Nelson out there. He's there, and he has every shot and every movement in the book. It's coming. It's coming for Gunnar. It was very, very sad to watch that. You have to give respect to Damian Maia. I feel the early exchanges were more of what Gunnar is capable of. Damian had that body lock. Gunny had the overhook and that little foot lock trip, and ended up in top position. It was a beautiful fight. Hats off to Damian. Gunnar will be back. He'll grow with it like he did previous. So the Artem fight, Artem has been with me from the beginning also. What he done in the Ultimate Fighter house after being with me in Las Vegas for the last camp, to go in back-to-back KOs. To watch that fight play out as well was very upsetting, because it wasn't truly a fight. If you beat a guy, beat a guy, but respect to Ryan as well. It was a great weekend for myself. It was a mixed up and down weekend for my team, but as my coach says, we win or we learn. So we will learn. We will head back to the gym. We will enjoy every sequence that happened over the course of this weekend, and learn and grow from that, and add to it, and implement these lessons in our game.
And just final question. Like you said, you want to keep your eye on the title fight between Dos Anjos and Cerrone. Who do you see coming out on top in that fight?
I don't know. I haven't even given it a second thought. It doesn't really matter. I'll keep my ear to the ground. I'll see what kind of numbers we're talking. It's not even a pay-per-view card, so the division is struggling big time. The division needs me. I don't need the division, so I'll play it by ear and see. But I am emotionless to who comes out victorious.
Conor, your people are so important to you. What was it like for you, at the introduction, right before the fight started, and hearing the support? And then also, don't you want to take a fight back to Ireland?
If they offer me a Crow Park, or if they offer me the football stadium, you're damn right I'm going to take it.
Can't you demand it?
Maybe I can these days. Maybe I can. But like I said, I'm going to sit back in the shadows for Christmas and plot. And then I'll come back in the new year with something for you all.
The importance of your people, though, tonight.
I am extremely proud of my nation, and extremely grateful for all the people that come over here and travel for me. Like I said, the fans all week have been amazing. The whole world is seeing the Irish and the support they have for myself and each other. And that we are good people. We just like to have a good time. No trouble. We just want to have a good time. And it's great to see my nation on the map. So I'm very proud of that.
Thanks again for everything.
Thank you. Okay, last question.
Conor mentioned the fans from Ireland several times. What do you think the strip's going to be like tonight, and how do you plan to celebrate?
The strip will be green, white, and orange, my friend. I have an after party now at the SLS, so I'm going to go have some steak with my family, a little bit of food, and then I'm going to celebrate with my fans who are at the after party. A little drink or two, and then just rest for the night, and then see what tomorrow brings. But it's been a great year for myself, the promotion. I'd like to congratulate and thank everyone involved, and I'll see you again in the new year. Thank you so much.